It just started raining here before the start of race 1, and this is starting to throw things into disarray. So race control has delayed the start.
In Sepang, it's always very unpredictable. The skies could be cloudy, but then it wouldn't rain.
A lot of people were like, walking around, and then they were like, hey, did you guys check the forecast? We heard it's gonna rain.
Oh no, we have never driven on track in the wet before.
The rain complicated things. Not just a little bit of rain, there was a lot of rain. We had talked about the wet to all the drivers. The go-kart drivers, I didn't need to talk to them about it at all because they already do a lot of wet driving in go-karts. For people like Mika and Nakib, in sim racing, there's no wet racing line. You just drive on the normal racing line.
And we're starting our first race in the wet, so
So we were stuck in the car for about 45 minutes on the grid with our horns and like helmets and all on. It was super hot.
oh my god, it was hot.
I was just chilling and turning on my aircon full blast.
You can realize I'm trying to get some wind inside by just swinging the doors a bit.
Probably the longest 30 minutes of my life because I just wanted to go out there and drive.
Good job. Good job.
I just rolled down the windows and just taking like deep breaths because it was getting really stuffy in there.
So it was quite frustrating in the car.
Once all red lights go down, it's full throttle.
We will all go out in a single file in our respective positions at a constant speed.
You basically come around the track, you get time to warm up. And then once the safety car goes in and you're coming around the last corner, that's when
Everyone can go flat out.
In the rain is all about finding the grip where people can't find it. It all depends on where you find yourself the most grip.
When it's a wet track, there's certain parts of the track that has more grip than the others, so you have to really find that.
you want to stay off the dry line because it's very greasy, it's very slippery because of all the rubber laid on. So if you brake on the dry line, you could potentially go off the track or even spin.
I was quite nervous that I couldn't adapt to the track as soon as I wanted to, and I would just drop off from everyone. What's going through your mind as a racing driver when it's wet is to just not make a big mistake, because if you make a mistake, that's going to cost you way more time than just going a tiny bit slower.
And I found it quite hard to try and judge my braking point, to bring how much speed into the corners, stuff like that.
Obviously, when it rains, your windscreen will fog up, and it will fog up sort of like on the inside rather than like the outside, so it was kind of hard to see. Because I was behind some other cars, I just sort of followed the red lights at the back of the car, the brake lights, to just sort of know where to go.
Since I wasn't experienced in the rain, I was very cautious, which affected my driving. It ruined my confidence, I would say. I didn't really push as hard as I want to.
What was great about Mika and Nakib was they were adjusting. You could see they were watching the mirrors. They could see, oh, that guy's taking a different line, and like they took a different line, and oh wow, the grip is there, and then they went faster.
I caught up to Juan in the third lap, and then I made the move in the second turn. I think that was like a really close move. And then after that, I was just focusing on chasing the keep. I think I was fastest or second fastest on track, even compared to the super sporting category, because I was like catching up to Nakib from like a 6 or 7 second gap. And then after that, it was just banging like fastest laps.
I couldn't help but realize car number 4 of Amir Harris was just getting bigger and bigger in my rearview mirror. He closed the gap up right up to when he was at my rear bumper. So that sparked a bit of, tension inside me, thinking like, oh no, he's coming to me now.
But when I got close to Nakib, I didn't really got close enough to put a move.
When I saw him in my rearview mirrors, I saw him taking these drastic racing lines, and I was like, wow, okay. And started to try and copy him after that, and found there was so much grip. And at the end, I think that's what helped me stay in front of him.
I was fighting for second in the third last lap. It was really hard to control the car. It stopped raining and it was in the process of getting drier, so it was hard to judge where the wet patches are and everything. And then I spun out. I think that ruined my race because I finished 4th.
I made a huge mistake in the last corner and I went off in the grass. And I had to go back up to catch to Nakib again, but in the end, Nakib won the race. And he also snatched fastest lap from me in the last lap by a 10.
Got away with race 1 victory.
Was it third? Confirmed? Third. Oh, damn. It looked like he lost confidence in the middle. I mean, the last couple laps were better because it felt like he came back. He was like 32-0, I think.
Yeah, these guys are really quick. Congrats to Amir and Mika, they drove really well.
There's a very select few that take it very, very seriously and want to make it. Me and Nakib are examples of two people who don't see it as a game.